If you rock with the RPC, if you like the content I put, you know what I mean, before you continue, pause this video real quick and type in the words peace, peace in the comment section, man. Let me know that you rock with me, that you riding with me, man. Appreciate that.
Infield work right there.
That wasn't real. That wasn't. Somebody, she got a 4.0. You got no 4.0 smoke.
Yeah, fuck out of here, right? You have to call on that, right? You have to call on it.
What you
ain't got no 4.0.
You got a 4. And philosophy. Nigga, you don't. I should have choked her right there. I should have.
He said I should have choked her right there.
Hey, that's real confidence, though. That's real confidence.
Yeah, this must be too much for y'all, man.
Alpha Villains, I see you, but I don't see you.
I should have choked her right there. She was feeling it. I would have should have grabbed her pussy. But anyway. So
see, most guys.
So the quickest thing that you can get away with it. Let me get it.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Anyway, but I can't say that because I want him trolling me. So, and we pretty cool. So
yeah,
the quickest thing you can do is you prep a woman before you even on the first. So what you do is you prep a woman. A lot of times guys don't prep a woman. It's like I used to work in foods as a prep cook. So you prep all the dishes you want to happen. So when you're about to cook, it's already ready. So you cut up your cucumbers, you cut up your carrots, you cut up your onions, you cut up everything. So that by the time it's time to cook the meal, boom, it's already to go. So what I do is I prep women prior to meeting them. And most guys don't do that. So that's how I get the sex on the first day. So I'm gonna tell you the situation happened just 3 weeks ago. Girl came over. We've been talking back and forth on Instagram, whatever the case may be. She never really had my number. So what I did was I prepped her. Next thing you know, when she came over, my house was clean. Ambiance was already set. She already was drinking. So when she came, she's like, "Oh, your house is so nice." I'm like, "Oh, thank you so much." Next thing you know, I grabbed her by her throat, grabbed her titties, and next thing we went in the bedroom and I did it to her. It's plain and simple. That's how it happened. First time coming over to my house.
Yes.
So everybody complaining about that women don't want to do it, it's that easy. So you wonder why I'm talking so fast? Because I did drink some Jameson and I don't drink.
Here we go. I knew something was a little different. I said, I think LD got the juice in him, man. But anyway, LDA. Can you hear me? No, real quick, man, because yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me, man? Yo, LD, yeah, I hear you, man. Can you? I can't hear you.
I can't hear you. Hold on, let me.
Yeah.
Yo, but everyone
LD on that Jameson. Let's go.
Real quick, I want everybody in the chat to type LDA and show some respect for LDA, because how many of you guys in the chat would have felt rejected after that? His first initial thought was, ain't no way that bitch had a 4.0. Come on, that's real confidence right there. You can't get more confident than that. That's confidence to the max right there. I mean, you got to take hats off.
And stood his ground. And he stood his ground at the end like, yeah, you ain't got no 4.0. She's like, okay, fine.
Alex, I seen you had something going on. What was going on over there?
That's my mom, you know.
On a Saturday night.
You know, I'm saving myself for Jesus.
But look,
Alpha Villains, that him?
Alpha Villains, the infamous, you here?
You Alpha Villains, let's go.
He froze.
Everybody get your shirts, man. Hey yo, Alfie, throw the camera on me real quick, man. Hey yo, everybody go get yourself a fucking Alpha Villain shirt, man. Word up. Yo, when Alpha Villain come on,
Dude, I like that shirt.
Alpha Villains, man. No sympathy, man. He got a couple more. I'm gonna do an interview with him on Wednesday, so he can talk about his shirts and how you can get them and about his background and all that. But you got some fly shirts. Yeah, no sympathy. Let's go. Alpha Villains, what up, man? Get that mic working.
But yo,
What's going on, Rallo?
I feel like we all saying the same thing, man. But like at the end of the day, you got to figure out your own strategy. You got to figure out your own formula. You know what I mean? And you got to figure out what works for you. Because like I forget what he left. I forget his name. We can give you a step by step what to do, but it's not about what you do. It's how you do it. It's not about what you say. It's how you say it.
How you say it.
So I can tell her X, Y, and Z. You fuck that shit up because you have no game. You know what I mean? And RPC might tell me to do something that works for him. That might not work for me because I can't implement it the same way. Y'all got to go out and make y'all mistakes. You know what I mean? Like, don't be scared of failure. And don't be like, oh, you don't win you don't get it. It's not 100% chance you're going to get the pussy every time. You know what I mean? But learn what you did right, repeat it, learn what you did wrong, and don't do it. I mean, but most importantly, like learn how to shut the fuck up, dog. Like all you gotta do is keep her talking, get her comfortable. She'll tell you everything you need to know about her. I mean, and then you can gauge what kind of girl she is off of that. I mean, stop trying to talk about all your accolades and shit, bro. Like, she don't really give a fuck about that shit anyway. I mean, like,
Word.
It's all
Let me
about the
share,
way
let me
you
share a little
feel.
cheat code. I find this works quite well. So if you walk into my room, there's a Hitachi magic wand just laying on the nightstand, right? And this works extremely well because every time a girl walks in my room, there's a giant fucking vibrator. She's like, oh, what's this? And it's such an easy way to sexualize an interaction, right? It's not like I'm rubbing it in her face. It's just there. She's like, oh, who do you use this on? I'm like, nobody. Like, you play it around a little bit, and then pretty much every time, that just leads to something sexual. Also, I have massage.
Curiosity.
So you have things like that. I used to have handcuffs on there, right? Or like a fucking little tassel for beating girls, right? Yeah, obviously in a playful way. So like the girl, I'll be like, oh yeah, this paddle. Oh, let me show you how it works. Like
Yeah.
very easy way to escalate from there.
Kelly,
Hey, that's
what's
a good.
going on? You ready?
Hold on. That's a good point right there because I have one of the. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a good point. I like that because what I have the remote control vibrator, and so she looks at it and it's actually in my bedroom. Say, what you going to use that? I do the same thing, and I actually have a collar and a leash. So I have that sitting out. She said, well, the same thing. She asked the same question. What are you going to do with that collar and leash? Oh, it's going to be around your neck, and I'm going to lead you right into my bedroom. So it's all in how you set up your environment to make it lead to that situation. And if the woman is coming over, she's going to want to do that. Most guys talk themselves and actually push themselves of having sex with women because of acting so corny. This plain and simple. And it's so easy. Women, when they come to your house, when they do this one thing, I got to go to the bathroom.
At the bottom. I'm glad it's not me.
Right. So when women talk about they got to go to the bathroom, they're going to check they're going to check their kitty cat to make sure it's clean for the action. I don't know why guys don't get it, man. That should be your clue to get whatever you need to do and get it ready.
Yep.
So it's so easy. So I appreciate you.
Oh shit. Yeah, LDA, you still there? Can you hear me? LDA.
So when I have
LDA.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you break it up a little bit, but before you get off, I want you to do one thing, man. Unpack what you said before when you was like, yo, you prep the chick before she comes, man. What do you mean by when you say you prep the chick before she comes?
So when I prep the chick, what I do is my conversation is already leading. I already pled booby traps inside of her mind of what's going to happen. And most guys don't know how to set booby traps. So that could maybe be a course or something like that. So when I'm setting booby traps, what I mean is I'm already setting in motion what I'm going to say sexually, what I'm going to do with her. And so she'll come over and talk about, oh, we're going to watch Netflix. It's already said that she's going to watch my Netflix, which is my penis, inserted where it needs to be at. So most guys they're afraid to be straightforward with the women. Women want to have sex more than you do.
Yes. Preach.
So so everybody being scared with the Me Too movement and the G2 movement and the K2 movement. No, you need to get the D2 movement. Get this D inside of the P.
D2, man. Exactly.
Get this D.
Get this
Women
D2.
want to have. So what happened is most guys are scared, man. And I'm saying this, and I'm saying it because I have knocked so many women off who. Alfie, when we were in Toronto, that was the first time I met that girl. She spent the night. She was a doctor, and I already knocked her off before Alfie came to the room, came to our Airbnb. Is that true, Alfie?
Let's go. All facts.
Hell no, it ain't true.
I like that. I definitely agree with all that.
Just like that. We went to the track. You gave $40, and then the chick.
Yeah, there you go. They gave her extra 40 afterwards, right?
No, that's how it went down. Nelly,
dog. No, dog. She was already ready. I already prepped her. So when she came there, she was, I'm going to spend the night with you. I said, well, my dude coming in from California. So what?
Count the string.
Am I lying, Alfie?
No, you're not lying.
Point out the lie, man.
You're not lying. I never doubted
you. Now, man. Where you at, Nelly? Check in, man. Mo2.
Hey, man, I got expert level game, but I don't have expert level service for everybody else. So I apologize to you. Because I was supposed to do.
Expert level service.
Cat shit's fucking up. What I was supposed to do? Shit.
But yo, I want everyone to know, like, yo, if a girl comes over to your crib, son, she already know what's happening, but she expects to get fucked. Well, she's putting herself in that position for a reason. So, like, guys, whenever she comes over your crib, make a move. Because I know so many guys that will hit you up and they'll be like, yo, you came to my crib. I was too nervous to make a move, bro. That's like the most punk stuff, most beta stuff you can do. Like, girls put themselves in a position for a reason. And also, like, yo, don't be scared. Like when I first started getting girls, like, yo, I was scared to make a move. I didn't know how to. I did little stuff to ease into it. Touch her on her leg, touch her on her back, touch her in random places, then going for the kiss. Like, you have to experience failure in order to, like, get girls. Like, a lot of guys are scared of failure, but, like, yo, there's been hella times girl came over to my crib and I was scared to make a move in the past, but I learned from every single failure. It's like, yo, that's important.
You said something very important, Prince, and that's learning from your failures, man. Like even my younger brother, man, I had to teach him like something as simple as, yo, bro, you still scared? I mean, not now, when he was in his late 20s. I'm like, yo, bro, you still scared of rejection? I'm like, for what? Like, you still alive after she rejects you? Like me, like I said, as I got older, and even when I was in my early 20s, I looked at rejection when I was younger like something I could go laugh about with my friends. Now I take rejection as she's probably doing me a favor. Like player said earlier in the panel, like, who knows, she might have a venereal disease. Who knows, who knows, whatever. I just look at it like everything happens for a reason. So if a chick reject me, because I already think highly of myself. I already feel like, you know what I'm saying, I got that type of energy that I attract females that I want to attract. So if that doesn't work on a chick, I'll look at it like almost like, yo, there must be something wrong with you, because I know it ain't me. You know what I mean? So that's, like I said, it all goes back to your mindset, your mentality, man. Chick come over.
Hey, Red Pill, you're right, man. I'm gonna tell you something, man. You said, well, I went past my little stop. So let me tell you something. Girl came over, first time came over, I met her on Black. So we watched a little movie. Guess what I did? I pulled my dick out and put her in her mouth.
Bang.
I don't know why you guys are. I don't know why you acting like. I kid you not, man. I am not lying. I can show you a picture of her. I pulled my dick out and put her in my. I said, no. Put it in her mouth. Guess what she did?
Kept sucking.
She gave me the head.
Yes.
Dude, she was 20. She was 25 years old. I am 48 years old. So what is the problem? The thing of it is, you cannot be scared, like the gentleman that was talking before. You cannot be scared. You got to be confident that this is going to work.
I think a good way to look at it.
I'm turned up, man.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, but what if that?
I think an important way to look at it is it's much better to try and get rejected than not try, because if you don't try, the woman is going to lose all respect for you. You can try and get rejected and then possibly get another round, or at the very least, she's not going to think you're a little bitch. But if you don't try, the woman is going to have no respect for you, and then you're completely gone.
Elephant, you was going to say something?
Yeah, well, I was about to say that girl you had on earlier. What if that Italian dude would have pulled his dick out and shoved it in her mouth? Come on, that'd have been some fucked up shit. I mean, I feel what he's saying, but I mean, it ain't for everybody, you know.
Right. It's all about the sermon. Again, you got to be reading the signs.
Right. He should have prepped her first. He should have prepped her first. That's where he missed out.
That's what happened. Yeah, the Italian dude ain't prepper.
Hey, the whipping your dick out is a much move. I mean, I've done that countless of times. But the key thing is that the girl has to be like at least somewhat into you. It can't be like the girl thinks you're just on a friendly date and then you whip your dick out. That's going to be like borderline sexual harassment. But if the chick is into you and she likes the idea, she's into the idea of fucking you, but she's a little bit on the fence, whipping your dick out can be a game changer.
I mean, I agree, but like, if you were aware, little things happened that led up to that moment that you knew that was going to work. Know what I mean? Some dudes is like, they don't break the touch barrier quickly enough. So like their first interaction, she sits down, she whips the dick. Oh, she like, what the fuck? Like, know what I mean?
Yeah, what's going on here?
They come with that energy to begin with.
Time and place for sure.
Yeah. Let's be real. She was probably looking at him. She was probably begging him to pull his dick out.
But it was. But remember, she was already prepped. She was already prepped beforehand.
Yes.
No. I'm agreeing with you. I'm just saying.
The people listening may not have picked that up.
I mean, yeah, but like a lot of guys miss the signs, and then they tried to this. You know what I'm saying, to do this, and they're like, what the fuck? And they fucking.
Before we get to that, right?
If I can express because I'm about to go in a few minutes. If I can express one thing to every man that's watching this live about sex on the first date, if you understand the dynamic that women want sex more than you, and you have that mindset, what's going to happen is you're going to realize women are going to begin to throw their lack of terms, just throw their pussy at you. And you gotta make a choice whether you're going to push it away or you're going to take it. I'm at the place now where my pleasure, you have to work for my pleasure. That's a whole nother level. So I'm not going to give you my pleasure until you work for it. So when she worked for it, she's going to be invested into it because she did something to get the pleasure that you're receiving. So when you get to that level, it takes things to another. Where you want me to park at?
Yo, Kendrick, you was gonna say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say before we can because for the guys who watching, it's like, okay, yeah, you pull your dick out, or you do this, you do that, but like, how do you get to that point, right? Number one, you have to be attractive. When you go on a date, you go on the first date, the first time you see a bitch or whatever, get your fucking hair cut, man. I can't stress this enough. Like, and it sounds simple, but I coach a lot of guys and they don't realize this shit. It's like what you wearing on your day, and they look a mess. They look like how I look right now. Like I would dare, you know what I'm saying? Like meet a chick for the first time. Not that I give a fuck about what she think about me. I'm comfortable with me, but I know the power of being manicured, well manicured, and a haircut and a trim and clean shaven and shit like that. I know what that do to women. You know what I'm saying? I know what a fresh lineup coming out the barbershop, I know what that do to a woman's pussy. So the first things first is you have to make yourself attractive, period. Or it's not, she has to be attracted to you. And if you want to be, some women like tall dudes, some women like short dudes, but the thing is to make yourself generally attractive. Get your fucking hair cut. Whether you in the gym or not, that's whatever. Some chicks I with, a little bit more muscle, or some chicks like skinny dudes, whatever. But do you as far as that goes, but make yourself attractive. Your clothes, make sure your clothes is crisp and neat and shit. Like I say, you would be surprised at how many guys don't understand that they go on a date and they shit wrinkled and just you have to be physically appealing for a woman to want to have sex with you. You see what I'm saying? Get you some clothes that fit or that's neat, that's tight, that's I don't want to say appealing, but stylish and shit. You don't have to be fucking you don't have to be GQ and no shit, but make sure your shit neat and get you some fucking cologne. Some nice smelling cologne. That's the triple combo. Your haircut, your clothes, your cologne. Make sure your nails and shit clean. Women look at all this shit. Women look at your shoes. My mom taught me this when I was a little kid.
Go in.
My mom taught me, she said the first thing a woman look at, I came in the house one day, my shoes was dirty. Cause back then they would buy shoes for school and then shoes for outside and shit. And I wore my school shoes outside and my shit was dirty and shit. So my mom was like, look, the first thing women look at when you talk to them, girls, women, whatever, the first thing they're gonna look at is your shoes. So make sure your shoes clean and make sure your shoes neat. That's the first thing women look at. You know what I'm saying? Your shoes, your shoes, your outfit, your cologne, and get your fucking hair, your face and your hair manicured. That's the triple combo. You have to be attractive. I don't give a fuck what nobody else tell you. If she's not attracted to you, if you're not physically appealing to her, it's not gonna happen. Unless she gonna fuck you for money. You see what I'm saying? But outside of tricking, she gotta be physically attracted to you. Now, once you got that in the bag, right? And if you get a chick now online, it's different from the steps is kind of a little different from meeting a bitch in person and meeting a bitch online. When you meet a bitch in person, she already feel your vibe, she feel your aura and shit like that. You really don't have to all you got to do is pick up the phone, call or chat for 20-30 minutes, an hour. Do that once or twice, go boom, make sure you fresh when you go. Online it's a little different, right? It's like when you meet a woman in person, she know, okay, boom, the way he approached me, I like him, I sleep with him or not. It's not like that when you meeting a chick online. So your impression gonna be when you get to a date, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe on the phone by how you talking and shit. But when you meet a chick, let's say I meet a bitch on Tinder, right? I meet a bitch on Tinder. Yeah, my pictures may look good, but them hoes use filters. They already know that. So they know that, okay, he may not look like his pictures because I don't look like my fucking pictures because I pull that shit too. So they already know that. So it's not like when a woman see you, it's not like she may be like, oh, you handsome and shit, but it's not like in her mind made up like I'm gonna fuck him. When you meet a chick that's in person, she can say, okay, I'm gonna fuck him if he plays cards right. So when you meet a chick online, it's a little bit different. I see guys all the time, they meet the women online. They go Tinder date or whatever. They talking on Tinder, they exchanging on Tinder, and as soon as they message a chick is, hey, you want to go out for drinks and shit, right? So the chick don't know you, but don't know shit from you but your pictures, and You already asking her to meet up. Don't do that. Chat for a little bit, get the fucking number, and talk. Call her and talk on the phone. Put your bid in. Put your game down over the phone. Get her like mentally, you know what I'm saying, accustomed to you. You see what I'm saying? To where it's like, okay, he sound nice. He talking the right shit. That way, when you go, and you looking good, you smelling good. You know what I'm saying? You fly. You in the bag already. You know what I'm saying? Now it's all about spotting the signs and shit, because women gonna give you signals and signs. You see what I'm saying?
100%.
And you got if you got to know how to pick up on it. That's one of the main things. But like I say,
Hey,
you gotta be a. Oh, go ahead, my bad, bro.
Oh, just shout out to Anthony Spade. I appreciate the super chat. He said, "Shout out, big dog, listening while driving. I appreciate you being here, brother, and welcome Millie back." Go ahead, King Dre.
But now I'm saying you gotta be attractive. What I always do, that always been my game. I make sure I'm attractive. I make sure I look good. I make sure I smell good. And I always talk to a chick 30 minutes a couple times, right? Put my shit in over the phone. Not nothing too serious. Get the vibe and the shit. We go kick it, and it's already like, it's not like, oh, I got to get to know you, or you know what I'm saying. She already attracted, so it's already in there. You see what I'm saying? But make sure you ain't talking about when you get on a date. Make sure you ain't talking about first dates. Make sure you ain't talking about nothing that's like involves your opinions and shit like that. Just tell stories and ask stories about her, but don't be like politics and shit that's opinion based and shit like that, because you'll turn women off if your ideas don't match up with theirs. Like, so let's say, not even on some politics shit, but and not to say, you know, to disagree and shit, but a lot of the times with certain shit, you'll turn a woman off just like that if certain things don't line up with her. You know what I'm saying? You'll kill the compatibility. That's not to say to, you know, try to agree with everything she got going on, but try to stay away from opinion-based shit. You know what I'm saying? Keep shit lighthearted, keep shit, you know, talk about stories from your past and fun shit and experiences and shit like that. Ask her experience and talk when you went out of town and shit. Talk about shit like that. Nothing opinion-based. And don't appear to be looking for a relationship. That'll kill you every time. When you appear to look for a relationship, don't fucking do that. And this is from experience. On everything I love, I've probably 75% of the women I smashed, 75% of them was first dates, and that's on everything I love throughout my whole life. First dates, and I'm good at that. You know what I'm saying? I've always been good at that. But like I say, that's a combination of all the shit I was just saying and knowing to only go after women. Like I said, I've fucking chased bitches that wasn't into me and pursued bitches that were low. I've done all that, but the majority, I know how to fuck with bitches that fuck with me. You see what I'm saying? I know how to see signals and shit. I know how women look at you. I know how when they play with their hair. I know how they position themselves. I can hear their voice get softer and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I can hear you may be hearing a conversation, and you may be having a conversation, y'all talking, and you'll see her shift and her voice get a little soft and a lot more high pitched and shit. I already know that it's time to go in. You see what I'm saying? So like I say, that's what you got to do. Then once you do that, then you can get to pulling your dick out and, you know, all that shit. But the bitch got to be feeling you first. You pull your dick out. I've seen dudes do that. I got a homeboy that used to do shit like that. It'd be chicks over. This one 18, 19 years old. It'd be chicks over and shit like that. And this nigga pull his dick out and shit. The bitch about to call the police and like, the bitch got to be feeling you before you be doing all that. But that's pretty much it. Make sure you looking good. Haircut, smelling good, clothes and shit like that. Make sure you don't try to go straight for the throat. You know what I'm saying? When you go and you meet a chick on Tinder and it's first say, oh, let's fuck or let's go deep. Chicks that you get that's like that is usually really vulnerable and they're going through something extreme, or they're extremely slutty, or they about to set your ass up.
Are they prostitutes?
It's not going. That ain't gonna work most of the time. A bitch want to feel like they know you at least. You know what I'm saying? And by knowing you, it's not like I want to know your whole background, but basically like I want to talk to you enough. Like I want you to know me. Basically, they don't give a fuck about you. Because most of the chicks I smash don't even know my fucking last name. But
you heard?
when they say I want to get to know you a little bit, or I don't know you like that, it's like I haven't shared myself with you. I haven't, you know what I'm saying? I ain't talked enough. You see what I'm saying? I ain't opened up enough. Not that they want to know your mama name and all that shit. They ain't got nothing to do with it. You dig what I'm saying? But like I say, make sure you're looking good. Prime them up. Talk to them 20, 30 minutes before you go to a date. You see what I'm saying? Don't try to just meet them and hey, let's go straight in. Nah, it's easier if you set it up. You see what I'm saying? And that way you can know if a bitch feeling you or not. How she responded to you and shit. That way you can know, okay, I done talked to this bitch. I don't even want to waste my time going on no date with this bitch because I don't like the way I don't like the shit she was talking. I don't like how she was. I don't like our vibe. We ain't connect over the phone like that. You see what I'm saying? And you won't waste your fucking time. You see what I'm saying? But me, I've been doing that my whole life, and it always worked.
Hey, real quick,
it still works now today. That same system has been working for me forever. It still works. I'm never gonna change that. See what I'm saying?
Hey, Dre.
Yeah, I think you made 3 points that are very important. First of all, stack all the odds in your favor. So that way, you got a fresh haircut, make sure your facial hair is on point, dress well. So stacking all odds in your favor. So 100% agree with that. Second point is avoid any dicey topics like religion, politics, or anything that's too opinion-based. So also very important. Guys, they go down these rabbit holes. They get into like these debates with a girl, and then the girl's like, ugh, and then the girl just goes home, right? So avoid all that. Keep it very lighthearted. Keep it fun. I think the third point I want to repeat is don't pretend to be the relationship guy when you just want to fuck her, right? Because guys think that, okay, I have to pretend like I'm relationship worthy and convince her of this so I can get laid. In reality, they're having the opposite effect because the chick is like, well, this guy wants a relationship, so I should not fuck him on the first night. They put themselves in that frame. So I think those are 3 very important points. The other one about, just getting a feel for the girl, don't go for the close too fast. So the way I would describe that is just building investment. Get the girl invested in the conversation. That could be on the phone or it could be over text. Either way, I think, you're good with phone calls and that works well for you. I think some guys are super awkward on the phone. I mean, obviously get better. But, if you can just get her invested over text, like she's actually sending you paragraphs, that's when the time to go for the close, not before that.
Nice. Hey, Millie, what you got to say? Jessica X, I see you in the chat. Come up. The link is in there for you. Come up here, Jessica X. Let's go. We chilling. What's going on, Millie? What you got to say? Hey, Steph is warm. You funny guys. So everybody's channel was in our name, in our pictures right here. We got all our channels up here. So that's how you find the channels. Steph is
yes,
warm.
sir.
You got
hey, yo, real quick. I was gonna say.
And let me say something else too.
Go ahead,
in this manosphere thing, right? In this manosphere thing, the consensus about dinner dates, right? Let me tell y'all some real shit. Right? Oh, don't do dinner dates. Don't do dinner dates. Now, the reason I tell guys don't do dinner dates, is because they don't know how to screen out if they've been labeled a trick or not. So a lot of times you waste your time feeding hoes. So that's why I tell guys don't do it. But it's not like it's ineffective if you take a bitch to go, because most of my dates, especially back in the days, my mentality was like this back in the days. Like, I'm not planning all this old dumb shit in parks and doing all this. I'm not doing that for no bitch. Bitch, we finna go to Applebee's and Chili's and you finna, that's it. So that was my mindset back then, or Cheesecake Factory or whatever. So like I say, the majority, 75% of my coochie came from first dates. And the majority of those was on dinner dates, because that's all I used to do back then. Like I say, I wasn't trying to be all mushy and walking in no park. That was like, that's just the way I thought back then. I think different now. I would do that over dinner dates, but dinner dates is nothing wrong with that. You see what I'm saying? You just have to know that the bitch ain't put you in a food bag and you ain't food bait and no shit like that. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I advise against it. But if you're a player about your shit, if you thorough, go to fucking Bahama Breeze or Chili's or whatever and do your thing.
Hey, Dre, it's all about your energy. It's all about your energy, man. Because you didn't give off the energy like you taking a chick out on a date. You probably was giving off the energy of a chick accompanying you on something that you'd already be doing. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
When a chick feels like she's accompanying you as opposed to you like taking her out and putting her on the pedestal, is a whole different type of energy, man. So that's another thing. I don't disagree with having dinner dates, but I do say that a chick needs to earn that. Like, I'm not taking a chick out to eat first time I meet her. I'm just not doing that. You know what I mean? Because when I used to do that, but I was gonna say, I'm in New York. That shit could get expensive. You know what I'm saying? So I started realizing, like, I'm not taking chicks out that I barely even know. Like, if anything, like, again, back to my mentality, I feel like these chicks should be taking me out. So for me to take a chick out to dinner date, it's like, nah, the energy's already off. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'll be advocating for chicks to cook for me. That's another good dinner date right there too. But yeah, Billy, Jessica X.
I got to bounce out. Thank you for having me on.
Yes, sir.
Last words in real quick. Oh, okay. Jessica X, what's going on, sis?
Hey, I'm good.
What I was going to say is that food that they were talking about.
You got some background, bro.
Yeah, I think you got background. All right.
Yeah, there you go.
I was going to say that food bait thing Dre was talking about is facts.
What's that?
Man.
The phone.
The phone.
Go ahead.
Y'all-
Go ahead. You was talking. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that food bag thing Dre was talking about is facts. I had a girl, I interview women on my channel, and she said, "Oh yeah, I go on dates with dudes all the time I don't like, and I order the most expensive thing, and I run up the bill because I know I know he's gonna pay for it." So like a lot of guys fall for that trap, but like when people think date, they automatically think like food and shit. A date is anything, an experience, bro. Y'all just have to be able to create an experience with a woman. I mean, it could be anything. Sometimes you can get creative with the shit, but sometimes you don't have to spend money or that much money at all. I mean, but all this comes with having game and I'm saying knowing how to create a vibe.
You know, the thing for me though, like I said, especially back then, my mentality was I'm not putting all that energy to even thinking about what I should do with this bitch and thinking about how to be you. Fuck that. That's too much back then. Like I'm a little bit different now. But back then my shit was like I was like real hardcore with my shit. I ain't gonna be trying to think about do nothing, bitch. We're going to chill this. That's it. I'm not trying to be that's too much energy to be putting into a bitch. That's how I used to think. So maybe that energy carried, but like I say, I'm a little bit different now. I do parks and walks and all that shit now. But back then I wasn't on that shit because I felt like I was giving the bitch way too much of getting holding hands and all that shit. I wasn't on that. So I know firsthand that it's not like dinner dates is, oh, if chick gonna think you beta, if that's bullshit. Because like I say, my whole life, that's all I did.
I believe. Oh, you're talking.
And then Jessica,
I think
about your experience.
I think for me, if you keep taking the chick out on the date, and like every time you're taking her out on the date, and she never come out of her pocket, just know she's just here for the date. She's using you. After like 2-3 dates, you will know if that chick is interested in you, if that chick is really here to stay, if that chick is gonna bring value to your life. Because once you see that she's not even come out of her pocket or even offered, that's a chick that's just here to just eat. First date, I understand she probably, but if you spend a lot of time with her and she never come out of her pocket, she's just here for the money. For whatever you bringing to her, because if she lacks you, if she lacks you, she will kind of like feel like, oh babe, let me take care of that. It's not like she's being, she's kind of like, they said, oh, if she's acting like that, she's masculine. No, it's not about that. It's about the person. You care about that person and you want to show that person, you know what, you can bring value to me, and I can bring that same thing to your life too. I can pour that same to your life too. Like show appreciation, show that you're grateful. Because there's a user. There's a lot of users out there. There's people who just want to tick. It never shows anything. So you gotta open your eyes. What kind of women you're taking out? You gotta make sure she's here for that.
Sis, let me let Jessica X come in. What's going on, Jessica? How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good.
Good.
So yeah, just jumping off from what Millie was saying. Personally, I'm not going to pay half on a date. I'm not. I may offer to be polite, but I don't expect him to actually take that offer up. I'm just going to be honest. I think if you're going to take somebody out, it should be on you, but don't take somebody to somewhere where you can't afford to lose whatever you put in, right? And this is the thing, going on to taking people to cheap restaurants, I'd rather actually go for a drink than you take me to a cheap restaurant. Just being honest, I'd rather just, we go and even get a coffee or just go to the bar and get a drink rather than you take me to, obviously I'm not there, but something like, I don't know, what's the equivalent I can think of? We have something called Nando's here, which is where you could get food for like 10, 15 pounds each. I'd rather just go for a coffee.
I'm gonna agree with you, because I'm gonna say this, like, guys need to understand the difference between let me take you out and let's go out. Guys be saying they be offering chicks out and then get mad when she wants you to pay. Well, that's motherfucker. If you offer to take somebody someplace, that's the deal. If I offer to take Lawrence out, that means I'm paying. If we going, that means we gonna, hey, take turns, whatever the fuck we gonna do. But it's just the way. Like, just if a female says, hey, you hungry? I'm gonna take you to get something to eat. I'm assuming she paying just by the way she asked me. So it's just simple things like that. Like it'll save men a headache. And even then too, I'm glad you said that, Jessica. Jessica, you can put your channel in the chat and stuff too, so people can subscribe to you.
Okay, great.
You got a register, so go ahead and you do what you do. Like that. Like I said, like I be telling you guys about the walks and shit, bro. It's not beta. It's fam. Look, if you I can go and we can take a walk and have some drinks, happy hour, spend $40. I'd rather do that than take you for 2 for $20. I'm not. That's embarrassing for me. I ain't gonna do the 2 for $20. I'm too old for that shit. I even go down there with my friends and shit. We gotta really drink and shit.
I'd actually rather go for a walk than go to like a cheap restaurant. I'd rather it's not even about the money, but what it shows when you go to a cheap restaurant, it basically a guy is being cheap.
Mm-hmm.
You know that in the back of your mind, and then it's like, okay, is that what you really think of me? So it's either you go to a nice restaurant, and if you don't want to do that, then put effort into something else. You can go for a picnic, you can go for a walk, something that either shows monetary investment, which I don't always agree with, or something that shows how could I put it, like a thoughtful investment. So like a picnic and just make it nice. But cheap restaurants, no.
That's interesting that you would say that, because what you
LDA, real quick. Can you hear me?
Hold on.
Oh,
yeah.
Just when you finish, pass it to DJ Kuda. Let him check in when you finish, bro.
Okay, so this is interesting that she said she wouldn't want to go to a cheap restaurant, but she would rather go on a picnic. The amount of money that you would spend on a cheap restaurant, you can actually spend on a nice picnic for the same amount of money with crackers and cheese and a bottle of wine, and it would be a more memorable experience than going to a cheap restaurant. But most guys don't want to do that because they think they're beta, or that's simping, or whatever the case may be. But the same amount of money, but this different experience that takes place. DJ Kuda, tap in.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, peace.
Okay, I don't know why my shit freezing, which is funny. I look weird. What's going on? With me, when we're talking about we call it same day lay. We talking about same day lay. Money ain't really a issue. That gotta be off the table. When you talking about one night stands or same day lays, you got to be mentally preemptive. So your main objective is to basically close the distance as much as possible, and display your personality. So and that can be a little bit tricky. Now in the pandemic. So, what you got to do is, learn how to keynote from the jump, get her very comfortable with, you in her personal space. And like the way you set up a same day lay, like, if you walk up on a girl or something at the mall and stuff, be like, what you doing right now? And she's like, I'm not doing nothing at the moment. Okay, yeah, you hanging with me real quick. Let's go get something to eat, or let's go do something. And what you do is you're basically swooping her off of her feet. Like, you're basically you gotta move in like a dream. You gotta, like, shit gotta go by so quick. You gotta have an itinerary, know where you're gonna take her. Okay, yeah, we're gonna go get drinks here, and then be like, damn, okay, yeah, I'm a little hungry. You hungry? We're gonna go over here, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. Damn, okay, yeah, and then you're talking to her the whole time, and be back to your place, and boom, bap, bop, she go home, or y'all wake up the next morning, depending on how it go, like, whatever you do. But your main objective is to get her comfortable with you being in her space, know where you're gonna go, know how to pick her brain, know how to get her to talk, and basically give you the instructions on how to pull it. It's not that hard, so you just gotta be really preemptive with what you.
Yeah, I'd say the number one thing, if we're talking about same day lay, is